Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, your girl, the one and only Tiffany E, aka Sex9TV2, and I am here to give you guys all of the tea when it comes to wrestling and maybe a little bit of odds and ends in between there. So why don't you go ahead, go get your snacks, go get your juice, go get you a good drink, a good glass of wine if you can drink it. If you're underage, don't be drinking, okay? Go on and get you some juice or something and sit back and listen as we kiki and holler about wrestling. Because over here, you get a plethora of things when it comes to my show, okay? You get wrestling commentary.
No benefit of the doubt. Dr. Phil say don't do that. Dr. Phil say when somebody show you who they are, and so did Maya Angelou, believe them. Them two hoes are snakes. They've been snakes, and them hoes was like that when you got there, and they like that now, so fuck them both. And they did the right thing by letting them headline WrestleMania. They most definitely deserve to headline WrestleMania, and that is how you close a mania.
What else we get? You'll also get a weekly recap of every single show that WWE has to offer. Monday Night Raw after show, NXT after show, and of course a Friday Night SmackDown after show. You'll also get a recap of all the Big 5 PLEs. I even do the Saudi shows for you. And then, if it's good and worth the time, I may even throw a little AEW in there. But of course, I will do my best to make sure I recap as many PLEs as possible. If I don't have it, then I'll throw it to one of my friends who do know it. We also cover pop culture, and we have really good time over here with lifestyle and just giving advice. So, if you're ready, it's showtime, and that is on the ancestors, baby. All right, so I'm going to make this quick because I can't stay up all night today. All right, so the show was fairly decent. I actually enjoyed Raw, but I did not do commentary this week on Raw. I didn't feel like it. However, let's start off with top commenters of the day. Pierre was number 1. He came in right when I went live. Young Boy J was number 2, and Kayla finally made it into the top 3 this week. She was the 3rd top commenter of the day. So shout out to y'all, and thank y'all so much for coming in. Appreciate it beyond measure. So let's get into it. What the fuck? Oh my gosh. Anyways. All right. So the show kicked off with Rhea Ripley, and Triple H finally finished out his rounds and gave out the last of the new championship belts. Now, the first one we saw would be, of course, the World Heavyweight Championship. This was the first title that was presented a few weeks back. Before we even got to Night of Champions, this beauty was shown and everybody was hyped. Some people loved it, some people hated it. And then after Night of Champions, once Roman reached his 1,000 days, we got introduced to a new version of the current WWE Championship. They gave it a black strap and a gold background with black stones. Everything else is fairly the same, but they changed those features of the belt. I think it looks okay. It's not a immaculate, beautiful thing, but it's a decent looking belt with the gold background. I don't have an issue with it. And then last Friday, we got presented with the women's version of this title. This is the WWE Women's Championship. And then today, on Monday Night Raw, we were introduced to the World Heavyweight Championship for the women. This is the Women's World Championship, and Rhea Bloody Ripley is the first woman to hold it. Obviously, because she's the Raw superstar who was the champion during the current time. So at this point, the Raw Women's Championship and the SmackDown Women's Championship are both defunct. Those titles are no longer in existence, and Rhea Ripley and Asuka are now the new current WWE Women's Champion for Asuka and the World Women's Champion for Rhea Bloody Ripley. So, I love this title. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. It's beautiful on that white strap. It looks even better on that white strap. It stands out. That title is gorgeous. It is so pretty. But I promised AJ I would get him another title. I would get him a title before I got one. But if I ever get a new one, I'm getting that championship. Okay? So those are all your new championships. Hopefully, maybe we'll get new tag team titles soon. The women's tag team titles are definitely due for a revamp and a facelift. If we're being honest, I would love that if they did that, but it is what it is. They're gonna do what they do. However, like I said, Rhea Ripley was introduced with her new championship today, and this is how the show opened. And then of course Cody Rhodes came down and kind of tried to spoil her little party with her little boy toy Dom Dom. So Cody came down there and was talking his shit, and it's a beautiful title. It's gorgeous. It doesn't remind me of the White IC Championship, but I understand why you correlated with that. It didn't remind me of that title. I actually like it because it is that championship on a white background. It looks weird on Rhea Ripley when she's holding it, though. I'm not going to lie. But I really, really like that championship. She said, y'all got 5 months till my birthday. Bitch, that title's over $400. I love you, but I'm not spending no $400 on you. You might get the commemorative that little tiny one, you might get that, but girl, it's a lot of money. And 1 month plus until mine, plus 4 days. Y'all can put y'all birthdays in these chat boxes all y'all want to, but you might get a cake from me, a little cake in the mail with a card that say happy birthday, because Auntie Titi is broke. Okay, there's no way I'm spending that kind of money on a bill unless I'm getting some at the end. That's why I'm gonna get Jerry. That's why I'm gonna get Jerry his title, because I'm gonna get some. That's the reason why it's a tit for tat. It's a tit for tat, babes. That's a fair trade. You don't think so, babe?
You don't have to give me enough to get that. You know that.
Oh, I'll get what I want if I give you the bill. She said, y'all can chip in. Girl, that's a lot of chips. That's a lot of chips. She said, I need to do mine. You need to do your skincare too? Please do. I wish it did, child. I have me a couple money trees. So I'm quick to say, baby, TT is broke to my nephews. Okay? Really, Aaliyah. Well, go out there and get you some then. Anyway, really, Monday Night Raw was fairly simplistic. There wasn't a lot going on with this show. So to keep from having to do a lot of talking, I'll make it simple. Cody came out there, spoiled Rhea's fun a little bit, and he made a challenge. He issued a challenge to Dominic Mysterio. The challenge, of course, was to wrestle him at Money in the Bank, to which Dominic didn't accept. Rhea Ripley did, but she didn't really have a chance to, because as soon as she got ready to accept, the Miz came out there and basically attacked him before that could even happen. So the interesting thing here was that this one was what the timing for this one was a little strange. I don't know exactly what was going on with the timing with them two, but it was a little off. It seemed like Miz came out there a little bit too early. Dominic didn't answer, Rhea didn't answer, and this whole it just seemed off. It seemed weird to me, which I could be wrong. I could be reading into it too much, but it just seemed a little weird, like something wasn't correct. Now, if you're trying to figure out, like, hey, how do we go from, Brock Lesnar to Dominic Mysterio, it's fairly simple. So I would imagine that Brock Lesnar is not going to be able to show up he either doesn't want to show up for a full match, or this is a part of the story. Okay. So since Brock hasn't answered Cody's challenge that he issued, I imagine he will probably show up at Money in the Bank, more than likely cost Cody this match that he had, or attack him after the match. Either way, I suspect that he will show up and cause mayhem in London. Either way, he's going to get a check. Now, last week, Cody was on Miz's talk show. Miz was stirring the pot and invited Dominic Mysterio out there, to which Dominic Mysterio berated Cody and called him a deadbeat father because he had a young daughter at home and he refused to go home with his child. He was out there trying to wrestle and, basically comparing him to his father and, saying that he was a deadbeat dad. Blah, blah, blah. Same story, different toilet. Cody responded by saying, yes, I've made mistakes, as has your father has made many mistakes. And he said he was looking at one of them. To which I was like, child, the disrespect. Anyways, this led to Dominic slapping him. You know how a little kid will hit somebody and then run behind their mother? You know what I'm talking about? How you will hit somebody and run after your mom, run behind your mom so they can't get you because your mom's gonna protect you. That's the kind of hit he did. He ran behind Rhea, to which Rhea taunted him. One thing about that I'm really getting sick of is that she knows that people are not going to hit her, and yet she continues to do it. And even when they find a woman that can contend with her, or at least give her a run for her money, it doesn't do anything. Like, it barely holds weight, and it just be like, at this point, I don't even care no more. So that's what happened last week. Now this week, Rhea was out there and Cody interrupted them. And he issued the challenge. He wants to go one-on-one with Dom at Money in the Bank in London. And so Rhea accepted for Dominic. Dominic never said a word. Rhea did. So I'm getting out of my worst 3 days of the month. I'll mellow out in a bit. Um, I'm gonna just let you stay in the comments. Anyways, so as I said, Cody is gonna have his match at Money in the Bank, and so we're gonna move on. Now, Seth freaking Rollins and Finn Balor are going to compete in Money in the Bank for the World Heavyweight Championship. Seth has a lot of onlookers, a lot of admirers, and a lot of enemies, new and old. Later on in the night, we got Finn Balor coming out there. And I seen Balor has been troubled all night. He was very much in his feelings all night. Even when Damien was preparing for his match against Matt Riddle, he essentially was ignoring all of that. He wasn't even engaged. And usually Finn is all about the Judgment Day. It's, all for one and one for all with the Judgment Day, right? Well, Finn wasn't a part of the conversation, and Rhea and Dominic seem to be very oblivious to what's going on around them. They living in their own little tight ass bubble, and at this point, before they realize it, that bubble and safety net of the Judgment Day is gonna burst before they know it. Now, Finn went out there, and this is where Monday Night Raw just really got on my nerves. Finn went out there and was cutting a decent promo. The promo wasn't bad. When we finally got to hear what he was trying to say, it wasn't a bad promo at all. In fact, it was something that needed to be said, because what he said was to Seth, basically, you stole my future from me. You took my momentum from me. You took my championship from me. You took my opportunities from me. You almost destroyed my career. And now here you are, flourishing, moving, a multi-time champion. And I've barely been able to get out the blocks. But you know what? Everything you stole from me, I'm going to steal from you. I'm going to take your momentum. I'm going to take your championship. I'm going to take your career. I'm going to destroy you. Seth is like, well, finally, this is the Finn Balor that I've been waiting on, not this bitter shell of a man that's been walking around here with the Judgment Day for the last, I don't know, year and a half, maybe. This isn't the guy that I want to wrestle at Money in the Bank. The guy I want to wrestle is the one who beat me with his arm hanging out of his arm socket. That's the guy that I want to wrestle, not this bitter, petty little bitch of a man. Of course, Seth issued the challenge, to which, well, Finn issued the challenge, to which Seth accepted. And basically, when he walked away, he called him a bitch. So now we have 2 matches set for Money in the Bank, along with the Money in the Bank ladder matches. So we're at 4 matches. 1 for the women's Money in the Bank, 1 for the men's Money in the Bank. Finn and Seth will compete for the World Heavyweight Championship. And of course, Cody Rhodes will go up against Dominic Mysterio. Period, Finn. Get your lick back. But Dick Prick Finn needs to come back. I don't know about that. Anyways, might not get Dick Prick Finn. Might not get that. Rhea Ripley had a really good vignette today. It was very nice. It looked good. It was awesome. And Rhea looked nice in the vignette. So it was good. I appreciated that. Plus, WWE's been doing some really good vignettes as of lately. It's been very, very interesting to see how they are going to present these superstars to us, whether it be Johnny Gargano, Shinsuke Nakamura, Rhea Ripley. It doesn't matter. They give you a nice package so you can get a decent one little spot to show you what this character is and what they stand for and who they are, which I thought was really cool. And this picture right here that was posted by BT Sports, I really liked. So I snagged it before they took it down. Anyways, we had a couple matches that were on TV tonight. Matt Riddle went up against Damien Priest. This was one of the last qualifier matches and was the only qualifier match that we saw on TV today. And this basically determined who the 5th opponent was going to be in the Money in the Bank ladder match. And that man who won this match is Damien Priest. He beat Matt Riddle fair and square. At least that's what I saw. And he is now going to be in the Money in the Bank ladder match, to which he could possibly become Mr. Money in the Bank, and he could possibly lead to him becoming the World Heavyweight Champion or the WWE Undisputed Champion. It depends. We also got earlier in the night Cody Rhodes going up against The Miz. Like I said, this got an awkward interaction to even start the match to begin with. However, as the match progressed, they were able to tighten up and clean up and have a decent match. Furthermore, Cody Rhodes was able to best Miz. It is what it is. The Miz lost. He hasn't won a match in quite some time, actually. So it's an interesting trajectory for Miz. We're going to have to wait and see how everything is going to play out for him. But he lost this match. to Cody Rhodes. There was another match that was on the card. We're going to switch over to the women. Ronda Rousey escorted Shayna Baszler out there to the arena because she had a match with Raquel Rodriguez. For the most part, Raquel Rodriguez did exceptionally well against Shayna Baszler, but of course, 2 against 1 is never going to be easy for any opponent, and that is how Raquel Rodriguez got beat. Shayna Baszler had her rolled up, to which Ronda used her feet to help boost Shayna, which kept Raquel from being able to kick out. So Raquel loses, Shayna Baszler wins, and the girls walk away with their heads held high. There was another women's match on the card tonight, and it was Becky Lynch versus Chelsea Green. And at first, we got a promo from Becky explaining her tenacity and her drive and ambition to go after that women's Money in the Bank. The one and only thing about the women's division that has eluded her grasp, with the exception of the tag team titles. Well, she's had those already, so that's not true either. So, in her speech, Zoe fucking Starks bring her thick neck ass down there and decides that her problem is that she's selfish and she's lonely and she needs to thank Trish. Blah, blah, blah. They had their war of words, and then, of course, her former opponent from last week, Sonya Deville, and her current opponent, Chelsea Green, came out there to interrupt the proceedings. Chelsea was like, we're not trying to interrupt, but babes, you attacked me last week and I did nothing to you. And had I gotten involved, I would have cost my tag team partner her opportunity at the Money in the Bank ladder match. And then Sonya goes in and says, well, you also got lucky last week. And Becky didn't want to hear none of that. Becky was like, well, bitch, if I'm lucky, then come on in here and prove that I'm lucky. I'm lucky. If you can whoop my ass, come whoop my ass, because I don't need to have these conversations. We don't need to talk about this. It's either bring your ass in here and fight or go to back in the back. So Chelsea got her tall string bean, long pole looking ass in the ring, and they had their match. Now Chelsea did good up against Becky, and Becky did good up against Chelsea. Ultimately, Chelsea lost this match against Becky, to which Zoe couldn't do nothing but sit on her damn ladder and watch. And then sit there with her dry ass lips tight and mad. Now Trish Stratus, for whatever the fucking reason, her ass was somewhere doing another photo shoot for some damn magazine. Corey made it a point to say it was her 110th magazine. Congratulations, Death Becomes Her. You had another magazine that you put your dry ass face on. We are happy for you. Okay? Congratulations. All right? Good. Hello. Hope you had a good time. All of the colors get banned when he brings the trunks back, except the rainbow, oddly enough. Do you think we're going to get new designs for the Undisputed Tag Team Championships? You obviously were not in here when I spoke on the Tag Team Championships, but I'll make it quick so I can move on. The simplest explanation of that is I don't know. Is it possible they can give them new tag team championships? Yes. Do I think that they should? Yes. Roman got new titles. The girls got new titles. All of the other titles have been updated with the exception of the women's tag team championships and, of course, the men's undisputed tag team championships. So, yes, in theory, you would believe that those titles would be updated and no longer be basically looking like red and blue because we're not no longer going by colors. But I don't know. You have to wait and see. I've been fucking bamboozled. Oh wow. Did my skincare, put on a nose mask, Tirza. Period. And it's Get Yo Rico. Becky said Zoe was built like a pit bull and she had no personality. That shit had me dying. Well, she ain't lying about the pit bull. That's fine. Not no dry lips. Her lips are dry. They always dry and tight. I like the 2000s design. Maybe they can piggyback off those. Hello, Charles. How are you? Thank you so much. Well, she ain't lie about either one. I fair. I'll agree with the no personality too. That's true. Anyways, and then, another thing that a lot of people say in their promos when they come to Becky is that Becky got over because she got punched in the face. If we're being fair, Becky was already over when she got punched in the face. The punch in the face just elevated her that much more. Her being over already, she was already over. Go back and check the tapes because she was already over before Nia punched her in the face.
Punch in the face just threw him just further over the fucking top.
So let's stop saying that. Let's have some creativity. Let's talk about how once Becky got to be champion, she lost her goddamn mind. Go there. But instead of trying to insult the woman like she didn't really get herself over because she did, is mind-boggling to me because a bitch like Zoe would never. Face or heel. So let's just keep it real, people. Let's keep it real. The punch in the face just gave her that little bit of an extra bump. That's what made her look a little bit hard. Like, this is one of the coldest bitches in here. That's what it gave her. Like Don said, it gave her some edge. But for you to act as if that woman didn't work twice as hard as everybody else to get herself over, and then she got punched in the face and her nose got broke, then you're out of your fucking mind. You're crazy. You've lost it. Y'all not gonna disrespect that lady like that. Y'all really ain't. Exactly. Facts, Kayla, I'm with you on that one because that's the truth. It did give her an edge. Only person that can say that repeatedly is Nia, so that needs to die. I mean, I don't give Nia much room, but that's facts. That's facts. Now, I think eventually Becky would have got to the status that she's at now, but that punch pushed her over. You know what I'm saying? That punch is what gave her that true bite. You know what I'm saying? That true oomph. You know what I'm saying? So it was a brutal hit. Not gonna lie, but it was. I'll put it this way: it gave Becky what she needed to have. It put Becky on the path of her being an undeniable star that nobody could deny ever in life again. And it's some people's trajectory that just happens. People like Daniel Bryan, people like Becky, they come once in a lifetime, if you're being honest. All right, sir. Let's move on. Not you would have passed out. Poor Kayla. Anyways, Ricochet had a match with Bronson Reed. Bronson Reed's been stomping his thick ass all over the damn WWE for weeks because he was mad because he lost his shot into going into Money in the Bank. And instead of accepting his loss, because it was a loss that he suffered on his own accord, and instead of accepting that, he decides to continuously attack Ricochet and Shinsuke Nakamura. There are three other competitors in this match, and he has only targeted those two men. Who fucking knows?
He little. Why was he a little bitch?
Now, to be fair, LA Knight isn't on that show, so of course, he's not going to target him. And then Santos isn't on that show, so he's not going to target him. But, he's not cutting promos on none of them. He's just attacking Ricochet and Shinsuke. Fine. So today the match was set between Ricochet and Bronson. For the most part, both men were having their time. Now, Shinsuke decided to come out there and view the match. He then was sitting out there, and Bronson threw Ricochet into Shinsuke. Either that or Ricochet dove over there thinking he was going to hit Bronson, and Bronson sidestepped him. I don't know. Either way, he ended up falling on Shinsuke. Really doesn't matter how he got there. The point is that he got there. Now, once he got there, he then. Oh, I have enough water in here. I don't have enough water in my thing. Anyway, Shinsuke got up and went and attacked Bronson Reed, which cost Ricochet the match. This ended up leading to a disqualification, and Ricochet was obviously pissed. He was like, "Yo, I was in the middle of a match, bro," and Bronson attacked them both again. And Bronson attacked them both again. So Bronson Reed ended up getting laid out by both Shinsuke and Ricochet, to which they almost came to blows again in the match. Now they got to the back, and he Ricochet found Adam and basically was like, "Hey, yo, Adam, look, like what the fuck was that, bro? Like I had a match. I wanted Bronson Reed. I had a match. Like what is going on?" And of course, he was like, "I want Bronson Reed next week." Adam said, "I can't do that. He's already scheduled for a match next week." And of course, he was scheduled to go up against Shinsuke next week. So that match is already set. Shinsuke Nakamura is going up against Bronson Reed. Ricochet made it very clear. He was like, "Listen, I don't know what the fuck is going on with you, and I really don't care. But you ain't going to be coming into my matches and costing me opportunities. I'm not doing that to you, so don't fucking do that shit to me." Now, Shinsuke told him straight up, it ain't nothing personal. All right? But Bronson Reed attacked me, and all I did was defend myself. I wasn't trying to go out there and cost you nothing. But he said, if you want to get rowdy about it, don't worry.
Put your hands up, nigga.
That's not what he said. Don't worry, because we still got money in the bank to hash out all of these issues. And Ricochet was like, okay, I bet.
Bet, bitch.
Pretty much. I suspect that next week at they're going to be here in Cleveland next week.
Yeah.
Gerard doesn't want to go because he can't sit in the luxury suite, so he doesn't want to go. I turned my husband into a little bougie brat. Okay. Anyways, he's such a brat. Anyway,
you're not gonna be comfortable nowhere else.
Anyways, so that was that. The last match that I can remember that happened before the tag team title match was the match of the Viking Raiders. It was Eric versus Chad Gable. Now, the Viking Raiders went up against Alpha Academy, but it was just like I said, it was Eric versus Chad. Now, we got to see Maxine use some, I think Maxine is trained in judo. I'm not sure. But we got to see Maxine use some of her martial arts. She got Valhalla's ass together real quick. Like, Ivar tried to keep Valhalla together, but Maxine looked good doing her move. She moved right. Valhalla sold it right. It looked nice. And Maxine looked cute. And I really liked her boots. Her boots are fire. I don't know where she got them boots from, but I need them boots in my life. As big as my legs are, I ain't going to be able to wear them, but I just like looking at them. I don't care. Anyway, Chad also ended up winning his match against Facts. Chad also ended up winning his match against Eric with a roll-up, and that was the end of that. The Viking Raiders were on the losing end, and of course, Alpha Academy walked away with their peace signs in the air and celebrating because Maxine finally got the move right, and of course, Chad Gable picked up a win. Everybody loves that, right? Moving on to the final match of the night. The match was made earlier in the night. Gunther and Ludwig were taking on Kevin and Sammy. And the reason why this got switched to a tag team championship match is because Kevin Owens has become a hothead of sorts. Sammy wanted to understand what the issue was. And Kevin told Sammy straight up, we've been under so much stress for months, almost a year, fighting the bloodline, moving from that. They don't stop. They keep coming after that. We finally get rid of them, and then here we are with Imperium hounding down our necks. He said it's unnerving how much stress we're constantly under. And he just losing it. Every time he turns around, he's losing his shit. Life is life, to basically put it in a nutshell. And Kevin's not dealing with it well. Sammy tried to comfort him and tell him he has to try to keep himself calm and find a way to maintain that calmness. Kevin said okay, he was gonna try. So they were set to have this match. Now, I know a lot of y'all asking, well, why wasn't it Gianni and Ludwig versus Kevin and Sammy? Well, it would have seemed that it could be one of two things. Gianni probably asked for time off, they gave it to him, or Gianni's actually injured, he's taking care of an injury, and he's going to be back later on, to which Imperium would probably get those titles somewhere around SummerSlam, or maybe Crown Jewel would be a better time that they would get those titles. With all that being said, Kevin and Sammy, Gunther and Ludwig put on a very good match for the final match of the night. It was fun to watch. It really had its excitement. It just was a good match. They didn't have a lot of matches on Monday Night Raw, but the matches were extended in enough time that you could actually sit and enjoy it. And this closer match was really good for them not to have a lot going on. This match was very good. For the most part, a lot of what we saw was storyline completion or storyline additions, and then matches that were setting up Money in the Bank. But to give the rest of the story and to close out this picture for Monday Night Raw, they were struggling, Kevin and Sammy, in the beginning of that match. Towards the middle of that match is where momentum really started to pick up. But at the end is where Riddle came out to kind of give them a bit of an edge. You see, prior to that match, after they got in the match with Damien Priest, well, Riddle got in the match with Damien Priest, he was beaten down by Imperium. After that beatdown, Riddle seemed to be down for the count, no pun intended. Now, once they got to the end of the show, Riddle came out there and he was surrounded by producers and referees, to which he sidestepped one and then just got clocked by fucking Gunther. This led to Kevin being able to, I think he DDT'd him on that steel plate where the runway was, and that's what laid out Walter. And that gave Sammy, the opportunity to hit Ludwig with the Blue Thunder Bomb, to which we know he's never really pinned anybody with that. But he was able to do it tonight. Because usually he hits that Blue Thunder Bomb, somebody's kicking out. But he didn't. Ludwig laid there, took that lick like a man, and that was the end of that. And they stand tall still as your undisputed WWE Tag Team Champions. Which we gotta love that, right? Now, as I said, the match card is getting full for Money in the Bank. Next week, WWE is going to be in Cleveland, my hometown. And of course, unfortunately for all of us, Logan Paul will rear his ugly head. I feel like he smells like mayonnaise. I feel like he smells like old mayonnaise. I don't know why. That's the first thing that came to my mind. It was like, ooh, mayonnaise. Owens and Zayn got the titles back. Well, they never really lost them back. They never really lost them. They put them on the line for sure, but they never really lost them. So I wouldn't say they got them back. They retained them. They kept them. She trained in something. I don't know what she trained in, but she trained in some type of martial arts, and she very good at it. And she did it very well. Now it smells like mayo. Don't disrespect mayo. I feel like he smells like old mayonnaise. She said he gives old sour cream. I love sour cream, so I would never say that. I feel like I would be better off to say he looks like he smells like old Miracle Whip. I think Miracle Whip is the better one. Look like he smells like old Miracle Whip. Right, Don. See, you feel me? Sour cream is fire. How about milk? Okay, the milk is cool. I'm okay with milk. I'm not like infatuated with milk, so I can understand. And a lot of people don't like milk, so I can understand that hatred. I got two things to talk about. Next week is going to be an open challenge. Seth freaking Rollins has issued an open challenge here in Cleveland. I guarantee you, Brian Breaker is going to answer that open challenge. If not him, it's going to be Logan Paul. But my mind is on Breaker. I definitely think that Breaker is going to answer that challenge. Yeah, like old oysters. Ugh, that's fishy. Now we got two things to cover. So over in AEW, BJ Whitmer has been terminated after he has been arrested for domestic violence. Okay. According to Fightful, this guy is an AEW producer, or he was one, and he was arrested on June 4th by the Boone County Sheriff's Department in Boone County, Texas. It says Whitmer has been charged with strangulation in the first degree and burglary in the second degree. The first degree offense covers situations where one person chokes another and causes an injury in the process. Burglary in the second degree refers to non-residential burglaries. So what did you steal, sir? A bond amount of $25,000 was set for Whitmer, bound to a grand jury. He was released on June 12th. Damn, he's been in jail this whole time. The release comments in the file state final release. AEW issued the statement on the matter. BJ Whitmer has been terminated following his arrest on domestic violence charges. While talent and staff are ultimately responsible for their own personal actions, this behavior is intolerable within AEW. AEW has reached out to offer support to those impacted by his behavior. Fightful will continue to monitor the situation and provide any updates as more information comes available. Whitmer is best known for his time in Ring of Honor, where he is a four-time tag team champion. He has been with AEW since 2019, working backstage, and has been credited with the likes of Anna Jay for his help with the women's division. Well, I don't mean to be rude or disrespectful, but I don't know this man. I wouldn't recognize this man if I saw him on the street. I like Kiki Palmer. I honestly don't know who this is, and I don't care that he done got in. He getting ready to go to jail again. And y'all gonna forget about him in T minus right now. Okay, bye. Cause I don't give a damn. Justice was served, if that makes sense. Okay. But I know that musty experience death smell like a box of rotten cabbage. Ooh. He need to steal some lotion because his face looked like a word out baseball globe. Jesus. Either way, that man is out on bail, I guess, or bond, whatever. But there's another thing that I want to show y'all, because the fans, I'm not even gonna talk about BJ Whitmer because it is what it is. They done got his ass. He probably gonna end up going to trial and he gonna go to jail, and then that's gonna be the end of that. So whatever. Anyways, let's move on to Jeff Hardy. So this is the final thing we're gonna talk about tonight, and then I'm gonna call it a night. Okay. Jeff Hardy was accosted, and I use that term very, very strong because he was. He was accosted by a fan to sign some merchandise. And instead of him just asking him to sign one poster, he pulls out a plethora of posters to have this man sign. So let me see if I uploaded the right video.
Still got the cat raccoon. Last time I came to your house a long time ago. Me and my buddy Joe. How you doing? the same thing.
Oh, you do the same thing. How you doing today, bro? My childhood when I was younger, man. Probably get that all the time. Thank you so much, man.
Up here at this altitude, these pens explode. I don't know if you know that. You know a lot about these markers and stuff, so whatever, up here, push too hard.
Thanks, bro. Just a couple more. Let's go. Hey, can I get a photo when I'm done, too? Thank you. Last one. Thank you. Appreciate it.
So, y'all walked up to this man and asked him for his autograph, and then you pull out tens of autograph of posters to have this man autograph. I might give Jeff Hardy a lot of shit, but that shit is so disrespectful. It is so invasive and it's so fucking trash. Do you know what happens after this? They refuse to sign autographs at all. The fans who actually just want one autograph or just want a picture or just want to say, hey, I want to say thank you so much for being who you are. You really helped me through some trying times. I enjoyed watching you on TV as a kid. You were one of my favorite wrestlers. The fans who just want to do those types of things won't be able to even do that because you have now ruined it for everybody. And you know what makes it even worse is that you motherfuckers are grown. Y'all are grown ass men. And you know what? The biggest issue is y'all are going to take this shit and go sell it on eBay because y'all ain't got nothing else to do. Find something to do. Go touch grass, bitch. Because this right here is just disgusting. Why you bother him like that? Why did you go through all of that bullshit to take him to the motherfucker to go and make him sign all this shit? He was real nice because had that have been me, I wouldn't have signed a motherfucking thing. Not a damn thing. After that first one, and you pull out all these fucking things to sign, and then you throw them on the floor, I'd have been like, "Oh, bitch." I'd have grabbed my bag on some Viola Davis shit, and I'd have got my ass up out of there. I'd be like, "Y'all be easy." I'd have signed Donald Duck on that fucking poster. It wouldn't have been my signature. No, because I could see you on some fuck nigga shit. I know he was on some shit the moment he walked up to me. I'd have been like, "Boy, what the fuck you want? Oh, you want an autograph? Okay. Okay, here you go." It'd have been straight up scribble scrabble. Because y'all trying it. When you see this video and you're watching this, don't do that to the wrestlers. Don't do that to celebrities. Don't do that to anybody. Give them their decency and their respect. They've earned it. After all the sacrifices that they've made, after everything that they have done, that wrestling shit is not easy. It is hard. And y'all make life even more difficult when you do stupid shit like this. It really is disgusting. And the crazy part about it is y'all don't have no motherfucking morals. You don't have no moral compass at all because you had the audacity to go up to the man and do it anyway. And you knew it was wrong. And on that note, I'm going to go because I need to go to sleep. I got to get up in the morning. I am going to go live again tomorrow and talk about NXT. According to NXT, they put a whole promo thing up there asking if, Seth Rollins going to answer Brian Breaker's challenge. I don't think that Seth Rollins will, which is why I believe that Seth Rollins is going to be challenged by Brian Breaker on Monday here in the good old land. If I'm wrong, then I'm wrong, but I don't believe that I am. However, I will see you guys tomorrow after NXT. Y'all have a good night. Bye.
Thank y'all so much for being here, and I appreciate every single one of you guys for being a part of my show. Please be sure to check out my wrestling podcast, Down for the Count, with my girls, and of course, the personal podcast with the entertainment, pop culture, and news of the KTT podcast. Like I said before, we have pop culture that we just love to talk about. Okay, pop culture includes any and all celebrity news. I have the Red Rum True Crime series where I talk about all of the stories in the news that have to do with murder and anything very, very high profile in terms of murder. And of course, we have Am I the Asshole Fridays and Twitter stories. That includes my personal recap of the SBC chat and of course some Reddit Am I the Asshole stories that need my advice, honey, because I just love to talk. So if you love me, please do me a favor, run on over there and follow both of my podcasts, because the wrestling podcast is where it's at when it comes to the wrestling. The girls always got it handled on that front. But y'all, my other podcast is my personal baby, and I really want it to pop off. So go over there and follow both of them. They're both available on Spotify. And don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys in our next one. Bye.